So a report is making the rounds, an article that MVP or interview he did with Bet Ideas, and he has some interesting things to say about good old Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, that I thought I would bring up because as someone who feels like people that might talk about this don't have the bandwidth or maybe the capabilities to talk about it because they don't have certain melanin. I feel like I have the ability to talk about this. So MVP was asked to clarify something that he said last year regarding Triple H that he clarified. So we're going to talk about it right now. Question is by the interviewer, you clarified that you never said Triple H was racist, but that he views talent of color in a certain way. How do you think he views them and why? That was interesting because Swerve Strickland just did an interview with Vlad not too long ago about the same subject. And let's see what MVP has to say. Let's just say Bobby Lashley was a two-time WWE champion, and after he took over, Bobby Lashley was reduced to the mid-card. Bobby Lashley is a bankable, marketable guy, and two-time WWE champion, just got reduced to mid-card, whatever. What I said specifically in response to the person on my Instagram page was that you see it. It's my opinion of how he chooses to book certain talents. Some people say all the time that, oh, MVP's just griping. MVP's just crying. Okay, well, just watch the program. Who were the people in the top spots under his leadership? Who were given the opportunities? And I'm not talking about NXT. I'm talking about the main show. I have my opinions based on my personal experiences. And at some point on my podcast and my YouTube show, I'll talk about it and I'll go in depth about what my issues are with that man. And I'll be honest with you, my issues with him have nothing to do with race. My issues have to do with him as a person and our personal interactions and things that he said and did that caused me to have zero respect for him. But I'll get into that on my show, Marking Out with MVP and Dwayne Swayze. Bobby Lashley is an interesting case. We just look at someone like a Bobby Lashley because Bobby was a two-time WWE champion. Yes, he was. He was a main eventer in 2021. Yes. But I can also say under Vince's regime, Bobby was a guy who was going to the ring, bending over, pointing to his ass. He was a guy that had that weird love triangle between Rusev and Lana. So, as much as you want to say, oh, Triple H doesn't know how to book Bobby Lashley, Vince didn't neither. Vince has his flaws as well. So, I don't want to make it a thing to where, oh, Triple H doesn't know how to book, black talent. Vince has had his issues as well. He gave Shelton Benjamin a mama. Do we not remember that? Like, we go down a long laundry list. As I talked about a month or so ago when Swerve was talking about Booker T. Booker T had a segment with Cena and Vince calling John Cena nigga. Like, I can understand where MVP is coming from, though, as someone who, as he said, he's had own interactions with Triple H and he has his own personal beliefs that has nothing to do with race. And I think because Triple H was in a honeymoon period over the past 3 years, that a lot of people have forgotten what Triple H has done throughout his career. And I'm not here to get into that, but what I will say is, as a booker, he's hit and miss. And when it comes to black talent, he's definitely hit and miss. I know you got Bianca Belair, right? She's one of the faces of the company, no doubt about it. But there's abundance of black talent that have been misused and hasn't been treated properly. And that's under both Vince and Triple H. So I don't even want to make it a Triple H thing. But getting back to Bobby Lashley, I do find it to be odd how Triple H could not figure out how to book Bobby Lashley when you've had guys like Brock Lesnar, Gunther, and Roman Reigns. Bobby is in that same ilk multifaceted, athletic, strong. He's believable. He's smart. He has everything you want. He has the look. He has the size. He has everything you want in a top star. But for some reason, Bobby was never booked that way. I can't figure out why. Now MVP has his own reasons and his own beliefs why. But yeah, that was really puzzling to me. Like, even after the Hurt Business broke up and they tried to do the Pride thing with the Street Profits, and then they never seemed to really be fully committed to it. They even tried to get B-Fab in there, but again, he never was fully committed to it. I don't know what that's about. I don't want to make this just a Triple H thing. It's been a WWE thing. There's countless black stars and superstars and wrestlers that have not been booked properly, that could have been booked properly. And that's something that they gotta work on. I mean, you just look at what AEW is doing with the Hurt Syndicate. We heard people like they're an integral part of the show every week. They even brought in MJF, who's one of their top stars. That's how the Hurt Business should have been booked in WWE. And it was for a very short period of time. Need I remind you, the Hurt Business was only around maybe 6 months before they broke it up just cause. MVP was asked why it was broken up. He don't know. Shelton, Cedric was asked. They don't know. It was just broken up. It was a great thing going on, and they just broke it up right before WrestleMania 37. So it's just mind-boggling. And I think it could have been the same thing for the Pride with the Street Profits and B-Fab and Bobby Lashley having his own faction even without MVP. That could have been great. But they just didn't see anything. Obviously, they didn't have time, but didn't see anything in Bobby and the Street Profits and B-Fab as a faction. And I can't figure that out. So I think there's a lot of merit in what MVP is saying when he says, in terms of how he views certain talent of color, how he books them, there is some trouble there. I mean, going back to Swerve Strickland, he's a top guy now in AEW. I don't know if that would have been the case in WWE since he wasn't. So, and like MVP said, you look at NXT, yeah, they're great on NXT. They get to the main roster, what happens? What happened to Carmelo since then? There are talents like Bianca, Jade, Naomi. Seems like the females do a lot better job than the men. I don't know. The Street Profits, it took them 4 years to get the top tag team titles back. So I don't know. It's very hit or miss, man. Like, I don't know how you fumble someone like a Bobby Lashley. Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you do that? Like, I just don't understand how you do that. The New Day. I mean, they were faces of the company for a long time, but now you look at the heel turn, and they've basically done nothing since the heel turn. But then again, I think that's a Triple H and management. I know how to book properly thing. You look down on the whole entire roster, it seems to be an issue. So yeah, like I just really wish we could have got a proper run with Bobby Lashley as a top guy. It seems like we only really got that for maybe 6 to 9 months, and then he went right back down to the mid card, and that was before Triple H took over. I mean, you look at WrestleMania 38, when he was fighting Omos for whatever reason, or a couple years before that when he was facing Finn Balor for the IC title, or I believe the IC title. So it's just, yeah, Bobby Lashley is one of the most God-gifted talents I've ever seen. And the fact that, to me, he should have been booked just like Brock Lesnar. Like, just like him. Just like him. He has almost the exact same build, exact same persona, strong as all hell, fast, super athletic, very solid in the ring, can go with anybody. Unlike Brock, I never heard a bad thing about him backstage, so you have that going as well. So yeah, I just don't know. I don't get it, but I give a lot of criticism to Tony Khan and what he's done with AEW over the past couple years, especially since Punk has left. But the one thing I do have to give him is he's doing the right thing when it comes to Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Syndicate and all that. So shout out to AEW, shout out to Tony Khan, shout out to creative and management in regards to that and booking them properly, in my opinion. So yeah, I would like to know your thoughts on this in regards to Bobby Lashley, how he was booked in WWE, the Hurt Business, all that. I have a video that I did a little while ago. I never uploaded because I had to edit it. But maybe one day I'll edit it in regards to how the Hurt Business should have been booked. As well as how Bobby Lashley, the past couple years when he was in WWE, in the Triple H era, should have been booked. I might upload those very soon. So look out for those, hopefully. Fingers crossed, if I have time. But yeah, shout out to Bobby Lashley, shout out to Shelton, shout out to MVP, who again, MVP is one of the most brilliant minds, and it really pains me that he never became a world champion. That's another video that I'm pretty sure I recorded, I just never uploaded. So look out for that as well. I got a lot of work to do this weekend. I got a lot of work to do, but yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share all the things are the things. Welcome to the high. This is Hayes Arcade. If you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Suck it.
I'm the best. I'm the best in the world.